ready for the presentation of Désirée Röver. Desiree works actually in a similar fashion than Project Camelot. She does a lot of research on medical subjects, which she does freely and which she wants to get out as soon and as much as possible. So she's here to give us a brief but broad outline of what we're actually looking at with the vaccinations. Desiree, take it away.
The message of the 45 minutes was a message for me.
Yes. There we go.
So, first I want everybody to sit relaxed on this. I'm having a good chair now. And just breathe for a while. Really, breathe through your belly. Let all this, what has been going on, let it just slide. This is very difficult information, so a couple of deep breaths. Okay, because what I have to say is not much more fun than what just has been said, I'm sorry to say. What I try to do is what I said this morning, is to show you what the patterns are, how it is constructed, and what we can do with that. But our consciousness is our best bet in this whole thing. And raising your frequency, in my experience, the best way to raise my frequency just like that is to go to the place of unconditional love. And everybody can think of something, be it a kitten or his own child or whatever, to bring you to that place. And that is the place that will be best place to protect you, I think. Okay, vaccinations, weapons of mass destructions. That is how Rebecca Carley calls them. And she's a doctor, she was a trauma surgeon, and she has a delusion of conspiracy. Well, I think she would be feeling very much at home here, right? Yeah. When history is not studied, it tends to repeat itself. And that is why I dug into the history of things to find out how things really were constructed. And Western medicine is a construct. And it started much earlier, but this is a good day to start, the American Medical Association. It was founded to fight homeopathy. And they did a very good job, because homeopathy is still here, thank God. Because homeopathy is the language of our body. That's how it works. And in 1850 there was Bill Rockefeller, and he moved from New York to Cleveland and posed as a doctor and started selling Nujol, snake oil. It was just almost unrefined oil, and he pretended that it would cure cancer and this and that and the other. So not much has changed, has it? And I remember as a kid in Indonesia, the other product, Flit, which was a yellow tin with a pump on it, and then you could spray that stuff against mosquitoes. Anyway, one of his sons later on founded the University of Chicago, so now we know what that is worth. The Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research. These were all steps in a way to build a worldwide construct to own medicine all over the world. And the first big step was the Flexner Report in 1910. Abraham Flexner made a report on all the medical schools of America. And what he basically did was exclude everything and anything that was not pharmaceutically based. And the International Education Board that Rockefeller started later on was a way to own medicine and own the medical education also abroad. not only in the States. Eugenics is a second instance that is intertwined with Western medical so-called science. And it is Galton, the nephew, the cousin of Darwin, who started eugenics. He basically mixed what Darwin had said with what Thomas Malthus said about the catastrophe theory, that there are more people in the world in a different way of adding to the population than that the food can be multiplied. So in that discrepancy, he saw a problem, and he said, well, let people live next to still standing waters, which makes them ill, and then we get rid of them. Well, it has moved up to a little bit more active way of doing things, as we know. And the first international conference on eugenics, one of the directors was Sir Winston Churchill. So now we know where he belongs. The Birth Control League that was started by Margaret Sanger is what today is International Planned Parenthood. And Daddy Gates, Bill Gates' father, has been on the board for 25 years. So now we understand why Bill Gates is spreading malaria vaccines, infecting mosquitoes, and saying that is vaccines. I mean, I thought mosquitoes had malaria in them, and that was the way malaria got to the people. So this is weird thinking in my book. But Bill Gates originally got the ideas from the cradle on, you could say. The American Eugenics Society was put into Yale University, which is skull and bones. So no need to say anything about that, I think. So that goes quickly. But then, Kaiser Wilhelm Institute is today the Max Planck Institute. And Cold Spring Harbor in 1904 is the headquarters of the Human Genome Project of today, like Max Planck is of the European Genome Project of today. So these eugenicists turned their codes and claim to be geneticists now. But you know about the fox and his hairs and so on? Yeah. And then Big Pharma, because that is the one with the greatest profit from all these shenanigans. Big money, big Pharma. And all these companies pose as if they are each other's competitors. But when you read the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, you see that that is just a front. It's not true. They basically are one big family, and you see also that they use each other's marketing tools to, for instance, Merck links up with Sanofi Pasteur to get Gardasil into Europe, that sort of thing. So if you don't know that they really are all the same, it might seem strange. Well, and then the big things happened when IG Farben started in Germany with